live from the front porch. It's the weekend, Saturday. This is my time. Mosquitoes. I love mosquitoes. Let's see here, see if this happens. There we go. See if anybody comes in here and do our thing. Got 3 people in here. Notifications are they going out? We are chilling at the house. We are drinking truth we had this evening. We just got done taking our son out to eat for his graduation ceremony, I guess. Well, celebration. There's ceremonies not until next month. You are here, boss. Awesome, Ratman. Awesome. We'll get some more people in here, and we'll pick a topic and talk about it. And yeah. So this is definitely an acquired taste. I don't drink it too often. It's expensive too. But it makes you listen to Iron Maiden. So yeah, I love it. This is a British beer. The British love their beer, you know that. I am of British descent, I believe. I did not do what's that thing where they take your DNA and they find your roots or whatever. I haven't done that. But judging by my last name and how I look and you know, we're definitely embedded in the English. So. Let's not talk about current events. All right, absolutely. We don't have to. Hello, the incredible shrinking man. I have definitely plateaued there, next gen. All right, let's do some shout outs. Let's see here. Daniel Adami, Charles Brandt, Nothing Witty, Pigtail, Big Houston, Truck and Scott, what's up? Grafton, Rich, how's it going? Ratman Roden, Little Viking Coach. Looks like we're going to have a special guest. No? Overtaxed Minnesota during the speech. Oh, is that what's going on? I didn't realize. I knew he was in Tulsa, but I didn't realize that it was now. I guess I should have. I guess I don't know. Backwoods and PNW. What's up, brother? Family day is training day at the shooting range. Readiness is key. TJ Jones. We almost went to the range today. We did buy some ammo. We went to a local store. They had plenty of 9. We bought a bunch. We accidentally bought 2 boxes of 357 mag because they're right next to the boxes, and that's what the guy at the store handed us. So we got to take those back because I don't own a 357. Unless someone wants to contribute one of those, then we'll keep those bullets. So, what was that teaser this morning? That was just me messing around on the acoustic guitar. I figured, why not? What I should do is take my second phone and videotape me playing along with that track, like a backing track. So I was doing a little bit of that too. Life is better now than before. I've witnessed a change in your appearance along with attitude towards current events and life events. Next gen, that's absolutely true. The old me, I don't know how I'd be dealing with all this stuff. I really don't. You know. That I'm definitely glad that that my health's turned around. I really am. You know, you see these people No, we won't get into that. TJ Jones loves magazine article. If you guys didn't know, I'm in the newest issue of Wayline Magazine. And it was an article done by Wendy Parker, and her and her husband, George, I've known them since Landstar days. And good people, really good people. I love seeing them at the truck shows. Really great people. And Wendy called me out of the blue and said, hey, let's do an interview because we're looking for positive stories in this COVID-19 thing. And, and I told her everybody's concerns at that time, back when the ATA had gone to the White House and all that stuff. So, and I definitely tried to close that little bridge, because everybody was kind of anti-OIDA at that point. And so, I was trying to help out, So, GNC Family Trucking, Charles Brandt. Truckin' OD podcast. So, Truckin' OD, I was talking to him at 4 in the morning yesterday, and he accidentally deleted half the stuff, so he's re-uploading it. So go check out his channel. He's got some good information, especially if you want to learn and understand the broker side of things more. So, Denise White, what's up? Stu Manchu. Stu Manchu, how are you doing, man? I haven't seen you since, I believe, the Dallas Truck Show last year. So, Snowlord the Peacemaker. I try, we could talk about that. I put up a Facebook post earlier today. And the ugliness of the events for the last, 3 months has really brought out the worst of everybody. And people that I love and respect have really let me down. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know how you can't see how easily people are being manipulated through all of this. Every single minute there's some kind of article that's designed to infuriate you in one direction or the other. And the judgments, it's almost like on a Nazi Germany level, to be honest with you. Book burning, witch hunts, the whole 9 yards. And it's, if everybody was just to live and let live, do things because it's right, not because it's, there's a division between right and left, and conservative and liberal, and it's I don't know. There's no answer, really, other than just know right from wrong. That's all I can say. And it's disheartening because I've even had to block a few people simply because they just would attack every single little thing that I do online. It's gotten to the point that you post a picture of a cat with just a cat. And like, I can't believe you're posting, And it's like, what the hell's wrong with everybody? And what it's the energy. It's I'm a big believer of the law of attraction. If you guys go watch the movie or read the book, The Secret, once you get past the material item aspect, the first beginning chapters go really deep into it. There's a lot of stuff in there that has literally changed my life. It really has. And there's evidence that social media and the press and TV in general and think about back in the 60s, there was race riots, and there was a lot of civil rights movements and all this stuff, but they were usually contained in their city and then maybe on the news, right? Um, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Okay, I'll get to the comments. Okay, when it was 1992ish, 1992, 1993, there's a bar in Springfield called Lindbergh's. Okay, and if you guys know Richard Christie from Howard Stern show, he was in a band called Public Assassin out here in Springfield when he lived here. That's how I know him. And one night, that band was playing. It was before Richard was in the band, I believe. Yeah, it was.
That was Fall 91.
Yeah, Fall 91. My wife knows what we're talking about. And the club sits on the corner of a one-way street. And a black guy was driving this car down the wrong way, right? There was like a black bar just a couple of doors down, I believe. Am I right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it was always peaceful, right? But someone yelled, "Hey, you're going the wrong way," to the guy driving because he was just kind of cruising real slow. And the guy comes out. Words were exchanged. Next thing you know, there's a fight. And this fight turned into a full-blown race war. I'm telling you. It was like 50 people were engaged in these fights to the point that all of the rest of us went inside, and people were concerned about family members and all that. And it finally settled down. The cops showed up. The next morning in the newspaper, it was a little tiny article about yay big. It made it sound like there was like two people that got in a fight at a bar. That's all it was. And nothing ever knew anything about it. Now, if that same exact thing happened today, you'd have about 50 cell phones doing a live stream. You'd have all the press making a big deal about how it was black versus white, and it would have blown up into something bigger. That's the danger of the internet. That's the danger. So you take the 60s civil rights movements and think about the power that they would have in today's format with the internet and live streaming and the news outlets that are just hungry for every little morsel of news. One time I was in the break room at the school bus barn, and there was a police chase going on. I believe it was CNN, and they had a helicopter, floating over the car, and this went on for like 30 minutes. They weren't doing anything. They weren't acting crazy. And so the news was trying to find something to talk about. So they're like, oh, these two guys may have tattoos. It was so ridiculous. And then everybody knows the image of the guy from the Weather Channel. He's all blown. He's like, oh man, it's really severe out here. And he's acting like it's a big deal. And like two people just kind of waltz by him, like, what the hell's his problem? Sensationalism. Some of these YouTubers do sensationalism, right? Let's talk about something that is going to invoke some emotion. Yeah. Let's go to comments. The Red Dogs was funny. Yeah, I was. That's when you know you've been on Facebook too long, is when you find something like that, right? Nate Tass, I agree, dude. I agree wholeheartedly. Sunday show is Step by Step Sunday. Says Truck and OD Podcast. Get you that brokerage. GNC family, we're talking. Thomas Wilson's in the house. RD Trucking. Wait, you don't believe impeachment, China, flu riots, one after the other? It's just coincidence? RD, here's the deal with that. There's a lot of things that I firmly believe that are happening. And no, it's not. I know it's not coincidence, right? But the problem is that we don't know 100% what's the truth, right? Yes, it's just a tool used to create division. Okay, there's a reason why the country is being divided. That's what everybody should be focused on. Racism is the oldest trick in the book. You know, it's kind of like you get two people fighting, and while they're fighting, you go steal their stuff in their cars, you know? And, no, I firmly believe that there's another story. But, you know, but then that gets you ostracized. Oh, you're a tinfoil hat guy. You don't know what you're talking about. Because the same guy that might say, oh, it's not a coincidence, might be the same guy that said that 9/11 was a hologram. I mean, that's how in-depth some of these government conspiracy theories go. And the answer is somewhere in the middle, right? The answer is somewhere, there's more to it than this. There's some negative energy that's there, okay? And where it will take us, I have no idea. You know, we bought about, what, 8 boxes of ammo today? Trust me, we know that there's more than one thing going on. And so, RD, a lot of the stuff that you've posted on Instagram, I agree with you. A lot of the stuff that UConn has posted, other than the flat earth stuff, you know, I agree with some of it, you know. Thomas Wilson says to hell with brokers. That's funny. Comedy circuit idea. Black Flat, Last Matter. See if Eddie Murphy can host. All right. Going over the comments here. Planes, trains, and automobiles are going the wrong way. How does he know where we are going, right? The news is nothing but fear porn. I think I already read that. Let's see. Lord of the Snorer, you look great, brother. Peace and blessings to you and the family. Thank you, Light Bright. We try. You know, my son graduated this year, so we took him out to dinner and gave him a few gifts, and we'll see what the future holds. The answer is piston in the sink. Ammo. Yep. You know, in Trucking OD podcast, we had a long talk about guns the other day. I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed his thumbnails, but I think he's a gun fan. I actually bought a new holster today. Yep. George Floyd attorney said, don't tear down historical statues because we can all learn from the past history, good or bad. I wholeheartedly believe that. It kind of makes you want, like there's a lot of, like, the Native Americans, okay? There's a lot of their history that's been literally wiped out because before we kind of entered the picture, they were at war with each other all the time. They literally would destroy whole tribes, man, woman, and child. I mean, there were tribes that were literally wiped off the face of the earth. And there's hardly any historical evidence of them. And tearing down statues is similar to a book burning. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. We don't always need the answers. Live life, love, and not hate. Focus on the family and yourself. GNC, there you go. Let's read that again. We don't always need the answers. Live life with love and not hate. Focus on the family and yourself. Right. That's what I try to do. When I'm angry, I listen to death metal. Today I listened to the newest Devourment, which is really good if you like the guttural, brutal death metal. And, and then I listen to some Viking music. That's kind of been my MO. Indians should have been cave drawings. Those things last forever. I believe there's some that did. I'm not sure. John Armstrong, good afternoon. The stuff that's going on now, like tearing down statue, burning books, shutting down those that disagree with you, destroying your history, is exactly what happened in Germany with Hitler in the early 30s. Nay test, you get the prize of the day. That is absolutely 110% truth. You know who else destroyed statues and history? The Taliban. That's what.
Okay, sorry.
What he's doing.
Taliban,
Taliban, yeah. Come here, kitty. Hey, what are you doing? Why do you love the truck? But NATAS, that's it. That's it completely. And it's a witch hunt. Literally, it's a. I'll give you a perfect example. All you have to do to tear someone apart is get on the internet and create a story. And because people jump to conclusions so easily, it's a modern day witch hunt. It really is. You guys remember who's the senator? Dyer that shot himself publicly on TV back in I think it was the 70s. Was it? Who was that? He was set up and accused of something, and instead of facing the charges, he did this press conference, had the whole press in there, and was given an envelope, and the guy literally just swallowed a bullet, and live on TV, and years later they found out that he was innocent. Ratman Road, what's up? Well, I'm sorry. We can talk about other stuff if you want, Ratman. This is a free for all. You create the content. What would you like to talk about, Ratman? Yeah, it is a spooky video back in '87. But, anyways, we can talk about other stuff. We talk about this.
Tell more stories about battling security guards in your youth. Tell us a story, Uncle Snorlord.
How old was I when I learned to play music? 17. My dad was a guitar player. He had his own country band here and there. Back when we lived in Upstate New York, he used to play an old bar called Sweetman's. And really small dive bar. And the first time I sang on stage was singing Willie Nelson's On the Road Again. And I was like 8 years old, 7 or 8 years old. Anyways, I always told my dad I wanted a guitar. He never got me one. We were poor. We ate ramen for dinner, that kind of thing. And we moved to Phoenix. And then, later on when we moved to Missouri, my dad hadn't touched a guitar in years, right? So one day, morning, Sunday ritual was I got up, he got up, and would turn on the TV, and he would have me get like something out of the car, like use his pack of cigarettes or something, his cowboy hat, something he left in the car, right? And one Sunday he says, "Go get my pack of cigarettes sitting in the car." I'm like, okay. I go there. There's a guitar sitting in the back seat, and so I don't grab it, and I bring this pack of cigarettes back into him. I go, "Hey, Dad, there's a guitar." I thought maybe he bought it for me or something. I said, "Why is there a guitar in the back seat?" Like, I had a drunk friend of mine needed $50, so he handed me the guitar, but he's going to get back, so don't get all excited. But go ahead, bring it in the house. So I brought it in the house. He says, "Put it in the spare bedroom," so I did. Never touched it. So maybe 2 or 3 months later, I go, "Hey, Dad, can I start messing around with that?" He's like, "Yeah." So he did not want to teach me. He was not a patient teacher. And I started messing around with it, and the only thing my dad did for me when it came to the guitar is that he handed me a Mel Bay chord book. He taught me the chord progression to House of the Rising Sun, and then bought me a tuner for Christmas. That's it. And he taught me how to get a note out of the guitar. That's it. And that kind of progressed, and and it became what it became. What my wife's talking about was back in the late 80s, I was a BMX guy. Not BMX with the dirt, BMX with the freestyle. BMX freestyle was my thing. And we loved hanging out and loitering at different places like the mall, parking lots, convenience stores. And we were right there with the skateboarders. We were right there with the skaters getting kicked out of places. And so today we were taking my daughter to the local shopping mall, and I was telling her a story of when at the Battlefield Mall there in Springfield, I actually rode my bike in that thing. And I only went across a small section, but my buddy ran. He tried to get as far as he could in the whole mall, and we were absolutely hated by the security guards. They were the mortal enemy. I have been kicked out of the mall many, many times. I know you don't think of me as a troublemaker, but I was. And they would get sneaky. One night, it was late at night, we were on the parking lot, and we hear this vehicle revving, and all of a sudden we look up, and there's a white SUV coming right towards us, like really fast. And it was the mall security trying to be sneaky by not having any lights and stuff. That's how much they despised us. But yeah, the skaters and the BMX freestylers, sometimes they got along, sometimes they didn't. But the enemy of our enemy is a friend, So it was kind of like, yeah, yeah. Now I ride around with those segways and stuff like that. So who doesn't think you were a troublemaker? Nothing, Winnie? Where in upstate New York? Nate has, oh no, I'm sorry, nailed it. Around Groton area. Over there, I believe that's near Ithaca or Syracuse, that area. So I know that we weren't far from the Canadian border, but Dryden, New York is where we lived at that time. O.J. Simpson? Learned on Mel Bay. Yes, this Trekker's Life. Mel Bay chord book. if you're a guitar player and you never touched a Mel Bay chord book, then you're not a guitar player. Everybody's had a Mel Bay guitar chord book. There was a local music store that was closing. Like, they've been around like 50 plus years. And I wanted to buy something, you know. And so I bought 2 books about ukulele. I want to learn how to play ukulele. Because I figured I could put that in the truck, right? And one of them's a Mel Bay book. So. Daniel Nami, you having issues with the Qualcomm? Brown shirts, yeah, Natas. Yep, I'm going back through the older comments here. Hell yeah, 2A all the way. Mount Rushmore used to be Indian Mountain. But I enjoyed my time up in upstate New York. Some brutal winters there, but other than that, it was really pretty. I still have family that lives up there, so family and friends. I can't remember the last time I actually drove up there. I don't even think I've got my New York Head sticker. I don't think Jeff sent me one this year because I never go up there. So. I've been tempted to take one of these Pennsylvania loads, but because they're paying really good, but getting out of there is kind of a pain in the butt. You know, you're looking at taking $1 out of there, so that's no bueno. So, but anyways, you guys got anything else? Ask me any question. Any question.
What's that about O.J. Simpson?
I have no idea. Oh, the white SUV. So I talked about a white SUV security had. O.J. Simpson, yeah. Everybody's watching Trump do a speech, I guess. Has anybody heard if there's violence going on in Tulsa? Because I believe that's going to start happening. There's going to start. Now, someone told me that Tulsa had put in a curfew there in the city. And a lot of people saw that as an attack on the Trump crowd, right? The reality is, if that's true, that curfew is supposed to protect the businesses around, you know, because they all boarded their windows up because they expect some violence to go down. There's no telling what it's going to look like in Tulsa tonight. So, if you're going through Tulsa, just stay away from downtown. It's at the Fox Center. That's where I saw Iron Maiden. Saw Iron Maiden there, and my wife and kids saw 21 Pilots. And, yeah, I almost said Tool, but we saw them in Little Rock. Oh. It's like we got a short weekend live since you guys are kind of like asleep at the wheel here. Which, I've been live a bunch, so I get it. You know, who wants to hear me talk for an hour every day? I saw Judas Priest and Iron Maiden on one night in Fresno. They are talking about doing that tour in 2021. And I don't care what the tickets cost, we are going to do that.
The world is still standing in 2021.
Yeah.
My golly.
We got tickets to see Alice Cooper, but in October, and it's already been pushed from June. So.
On Halloween.
On Halloween, yes.
If that really happens, that's going to be amazing.
No. I haven't seen Priest yet. I have seen Halford. I saw Rob Halford, Queensryche open up for Iron Maiden on the Brave New World tour, which Brave New World by Iron Maiden is one of the best comeback albums ever. I mean, I put Brave New World up to any of the old Iron Maiden albums. I used to be a contractor for a company called Huffy, the bike company, yes. And they had a division that we would come in the Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, Kmart, stores like that, Target, and we would build the bikes and grills and riding mowers. We, take them out of the box, put them together, and he got paid per piece. And the job wasn't bad, and we got paid mileage for every mile that we drove. So like if I was servicing a store in Joplin, I got paid to go from Springfield to Joplin and back. And there were many, many nights coming home listening to Brave New World at the top of my lungs to stay awake, and I have very fond memories with that album. And we got to see him on that tour, and it was amazing. And then we got to see him again a couple of years ago for the Book of Souls, which is the banner that you see behind me in the truck. And I bought a t-shirt, a 3X, that I couldn't quite fit in at that time, but I can fit in it now. I love that shirt. So. I am an Iron Maiden. That's probably my favorite band of all time.
Tell them the story about the babysitter who thought you were in Iron Maiden because we had so much of their stuff. Oh.
You'll be in the wheelchair area. How much does red chicken weigh? Just one original air circus. Well, I should have done a funny video because my wife made fried chicken earlier. We could have made that funny, but the red chicken stuff is supposed to just kind of break the monotony, make the kids laugh, make the wife laugh. That's all it's for. And when I was delivering the place with the fake dogs to keep the geese out of the field, I had to take advantage of the situation. And I keep Red Chicken needs his own channel. He does have his own YouTube account. He made an appearance in Pale Rider's feed last night, I think. So. All right, Pappy Whamma Jamma. Have a good night. Be safe. But if I gave Red Chicken his own YouTube channel, then no one would come to mind. They'd all go to his. And that would be kind of an insult. Like if Red Chicken got more subs than me. I mean, my ego couldn't handle that.
That squirrel is right now. Oh, never mind.
But anyways, guys, we'll cut this short. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
We only have like half people.
And all want to Trump or notifications sent out or what do you do?
He jumps off onto the carport.
Jeez. What are you doing?
I'm gonna see if that squirrel is okay. It sounded like he fell really hard.
Guys, my wife has climbed on the porch.
It ran away, so it must be fine. Oh, shoot, where's my glass? I'm fine. Everything's fine.
My wife has this problem where she thinks she's Spider-Man or something.
How is that a problem?
and she'll stand. She's short, right? So she'll stand on things she shouldn't be standing to reach stuff. Like, you know, chairs with wheels on them that spin around to check the printer, you know.
I wouldn't put the printer up high where I can't see it. I wouldn't have to climb on things.
Well, we moved the printer, so. Did you break your glass?
No, it's still intact. It was the glass falling, but it did not break. Thank you for your concern.
Good, because it's like one of them old school
My
McDonald's glass. Remember, you guys remember in the 70s? Yeah,
I'm fine. I can sit here.
where they had the character mask with the character. Remember these guys? What was this guy's name? Captain Crook. But yeah, the collector series, guys, remember these?
Yeah, and Mayor McCheese.
Talk about your new truck. Ain't a new truck. I don't know. You buy me something I don't know about there, Chucky?
It's probably can't. They're always doing those videos like, I'm getting a new truck.
Yeah.
I'm going truck shopping.
There, that's still the old one right there. There it is. I've done the math on a new truck and it just doesn't make sense to me right now.
There's the neighbor's cat. I'm going to harass it.
Okay, go get the cat. We'll put it live on YouTube if you got it. I just can't make the math work right now. Welcome back. OTJB sent you. He's probably in bed by now. Grimace, yep, I remember Grimace. The Fry Guys, remember the Fry Guys? Who else? Hamburger. Mayor McCheese. Was it Mayor McCheese? Yeah. And who's the cop? What's the... Oh, man. Maybe. Who was the cop? Hold on. McDonald's characters, old school. Officer Big Mac. Yeah, Officer Big Mac. The Mayor McCheese. The Professor. Who's the Professor? Yeah, here's a picture of all the... I forgot about the Professor. There's the picture. Remember those guys? They're the reason why we're all fat. Right there. Those guys right there. Have you guys seen that band Max Sabbath? It's like they do Black Sabbath parodies, but they all make it related to food, like fast food. They played here in Springfield, and I missed it. And it's kind of like it's cool to watch, like on YouTube if you can see the lyrics, but I imagine live when you can't understand the lyrics, it's probably not that interesting. My wife tried that with a glass top stove and broke it. Man. She is short too. Yeah, but you gotta love short ladies. They're awesome and fun. So. But oh, maybe I gotta get a StreamYard thing and get people on here, right? Yucko McDonald's. I agree with you. Welcome back. I agree with you. The neighbor's gonna think you're stealing the cat.
I might steal their cat. It's nicer than our cat. I won't steal him. I'll be on TV. I'll be on YouTube for like 2 seconds and then I'll let you go. This is our neighbor's cat. It's nicer than our cat.
There it is. Welcome to my channel. We'll just show you random cats.
This cat wandered into our yard. Now it's mine.
If you have a cat, just drop it in our yard.
Okay, go on, move.
Oh no, it's chasing me.
That cat's been in the yard before. It knows what's up.
One time, okay, so check this out. One time I'm sitting there in the living room, and my wife and daughter take the dog for a walk. One dog, our dog, okay? So they come home, and I don't see who's opening the door. The door opens, and it's this husky. Just walks right in the house like he owns the place. Hello? Whose dog is this? Followed us, you know, but it was the neighbor's dog. But he just kind of waltzed right in and just made himself at home, you know. Like, but, you know, tell you what, it's a little bit startling when your door opens, no one goes through it except a strange dog that you've never seen before in your life.
Tall enough to look at you over the back of the couch.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It's a big, it's a beautiful dog. Pale Rider TV's finally in the house. Snowlord's Cat People channel. Snowlord trying to get views with cat videos again. Watching the rally. Now, hopefully the rally's being peaceful. I know that people that claim that they're peaceful, people that claim that they're tolerant, people that claim that they're loving or whatever, were insulting the people at the rally because they simply don't like Trump. So it's just like, how hypocritical is that, you know? Robert Daniel, what's up? Yeah, usually, you know, people show up late and then, you know, I end up ending the feed, but since I'll be moving to Kentucky soon, I test for my CDL this Thursday. All pray for me. Prayers going out to you there, John. Best of luck. And here's the deal. You used to drive, didn't you? If you don't pass the first time, you can always take it again. Out of everybody in my CDL class, I was one of only 2 people that did not take the test again. So, because you get nerves. You get nervous. I was nervous too. In fact, this is how nervous I was. So when we did the road test, as we're leaving the parking lot, the officer goes, "Don't hit my gate." You know, just like, you know, I wasn't about to hit it, but I was nowhere near it, but she was just pointing it out. And I forgot what gear I was in, and I was like, grind, 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 grind. I mean, I was just beating the crap out of that. Your cat. You need to chase it out. Yeah. And she's throwing pebbles at it there. Finally, I came to a complete stop, put the truck in second gear, and took off. But I thought I was a goner at that point. But no, I did pretty good. I think there's only one thing I kind of got missed on, and that was, well, it was my shifting in the beginning. I thought this was a trucking channel. Not really. I mean, it's a little bit of everything channel. I'll be back on the road the day after tomorrow. But we have a really crappy drive test truck going from 7th to 6th. Takes an act of God, not the grind. Yeah, those old trucks get beaten up. Nowadays, you can take your test in an automatic, and then you get that restriction on your license. John, why did you decide on Kentucky, by the way? I was curious about that. But anyways, guys, we'll end this feed here. I appreciate you guys coming out. Trucking caps, metal, crochet, no crochet, but all the above. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'm almost out of this. This is almost empty. Drink Trooper beer. Support. A lot of live bands are wreaking havoc or are having troubles right now. Having an automatic restriction is a bad thing. Wait till you get into heavy traffic. Oh, dude, I'm not one of these guys that's like, you're not a real trucker if you don't drive an. If you drive an automatic, I'm not one of those guys. I've never. The only automatic I drove was Roscoe's for the Joplin Truck Show Convoy. Parts of it I liked, parts of it I didn't. But according to a lot of people, the new ones are much better. So, John's gonna live in Jason's gazebo. There you go. Maybe John is maybe Jarhead Transportation will restart, and John will be Coach's first driver. So, but you could be John. You could be Jason's best neighbor. Yeah, Freightliner DT12. I heard those are good, and I heard the I shifts are good. They have the creep factor, so like when I had to hook up James's truck to his trailer, I probably could have put the trailer into the sleeper. I hit it so hard. So, but anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and be good to each other. Okay, don't be so hateful.